Hi. Oh, this can be intimidating, but keeping my promise to myself to just make it as simple as possible and to just make it a journal, a kind of video journal. My Substack, personally, to make it kind of a video journal of me and like what I think and my thoughts and my opinions. And it's been going well. I just wanted to come on here to talk about like resolutions. I was reading this Substack article yesterday on against resolutions. That was the title, and it really resonated because it's literally one day left in 2025. And with 2026 coming, we definitely want it to be a different year than what we had in 2025. So we make all these resolutions. I'm going to get fit, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, this and that. And like there's it's so much, like so much sheer volume of resolutions and what we want to and the person we want to become rather than we didn't have the chance to be in 2025. And we have that initial spark of motivation at the start of the year. You're going, it's the 1st of January, it's the 2nd, it's the 3rd, so like I think January is over, and then February it's like any other day, and we continue the same patterns that we had last year. And this post really spoke or resonated with me because it said basically motivation and like your New Year's resolution, it only gets you so far. It only gets to like 31 days in January, and then the rest of the year it's trash basically. But what this author turned towards, instead of like motivation, instead of New Year's resolution, instead of the sheer volume of wanting to be someone new all at once, you know, when you make this goal and this goal and that goal and this goal and this goal and that goal, the sheer volume of it would probably overwhelm you, especially if you don't have like routines that build up to that goal, or routines that break that goal down to make it very easy for your brain to follow through and for your mind to follow through. So this author, I would leave her name down and her link. She basically talked about rituals, and instead of the hardcore pressure to instantly change, it's a ritual that gets you one step closer to whoever it is you want to be and whatever goal you want to achieve. It's not hard, it's not pump, it's not gym, let's get it, let's hustle. It's more so sipping tea quietly, it's more so grounding your feet on the ground, something to give you presence, something to ground you and relax you. Rituals, I don't know exactly the words to put it in, but I definitely felt it, and I definitely felt let's all have rituals in 2026, because I wrote down my goals. I broke it down so very much so that I could see it, not just see it, but also like come back to it. So I broke it down to like finances, I broke it down to how exactly I want to live in 2026. I broke it down to like relationships, I broke it down to even going as far as my business and my brand. And having these goals in each area, or having this how I how I want to live, or rather not how I want to live now makes me think of the day-to-day activities that then make up my day. But basically what I'm talking about is not just breaking down your goal to, hey, by January I want to have my content all figured out. That's a goal of mine. I want to have my content system all figured out, like my visuals, hooks, storytelling, all that sort of thing. Aside from that, and like breaking it down into monthly goals, it could also be how exactly do you want to live. Break it all down all the way to your day to day. And this is where like rituals come into place, and this is where routine comes into place. If I say I want to have my content system set up by the end of January, What do I do in my day that brings about, what do I do daily that brings about that culmination that, hey, my content system is already done by the end of time? I don't know. That's a roof making noise, and my day to day then looks like you're learning your visual storytelling, you're learning how to tell stories visually, you're learning better hooks day to day, you're practicing storytelling, you're practicing speaking to the camera. This is without any script, this is without any pre-recording, this is just my thoughts from my head onto the camera. You're learning how to speak, you're learning how to um you know right now what I do is I take a piece of information. It could be a newsletter, it could be anything, like just something that I could read, and then I read it out loud in my room alone, and I practice my intonation, practice pronunciation, practice basically anything that would make me a very good speaker. And what I have done is I am rooting this in identity. That's something I also like to mention, rooting who you want to be, or the goals that you have set for yourself into an identity, or tying it into, this is who I want to become, or this is the kind of person I want to live, or this is the kind of life that I want to live. It makes it so much easy for your brain to assimilate, and for your subconscious to pick up and do these routines daily. So if I say, hey, I want to be fit, another one of my another one of my goals in 2026, then every day when I'm doom scrolling on my phone, I say to myself, we want to be fit in 2026. We want to be able to go work out. We want to be able to, even if it's at home workout, we want to be able to reinforce that identity that, hey, I'm someone who works out, I'm someone who portion controls, I'm someone who eats healthy, I'm someone who does XYZ that makes me XYZ. So it's very, very easy. I have no idea what's going on with my camera. So this is I won't say tips and tricks, but this is how to basically make 2026 a lot easier. Everyone wants a different year than what they last experienced, and me, I want a very, very different year. I will be very honest. I want 2026 to be better, and that's why I haven't thought about this before. Coming into a new year, it's always the same. Or what are your resolutions? It's this and it's that and it's that. I haven't actually thought about it, breaking it down into various endeavors, breaking it down into how exactly do you want to live, breaking it down into rituals, and what are the routines that would get you, what routines will culminate to give you this desired effect that would then translate into you being this desired person. So resolutions are good, they're okay, but like the follow through, the I don't want to say discipline, but yeah, the discipline, the consistency, the identity you've tied it to be this person, to be X person, to be Y person, must also be there. Otherwise, it's just a TikTok edits or an Instagram motivation edits of people just working out in the gym. Those hard gym bro edits on TikTok and Instagram. It's just that it doesn't then translate to you and what you do in your day-to-day life. This is just something that I wanted to come on here to say. This is below 10 minutes. Happy holidays. Think of how you want to live in 2026. Tie that into an identity of who you want to become. Define your rituals. What routines will give you this desired effect? For me, it's I'm eating when I want to be fit. For if I want to be fit, I'm thinking, you're not hungry now. Why do you want to eat? You know, I'm tying it into, hey, we want to do better in 2026. Not just even like, hey, it's 2026, but each and every day it's deciding this is who I want to become. These actions do not align with this person. So let me create this kind of environment that not just helps me, but like reminds me of who I want to become. So it then becomes easy. It then becomes something that I can follow through every single day. But yeah, just a quick note, basically, or a quick video podcast, a quick video journal. I hope this helps you. I hope this makes it very easy for you. But this is how you set your resolutions and actually see them through and make 2026 a different year.